Hi to those of you who've joined. It's just starting to rain. It is lovely here. This is Hickling Broad on the edge, and it looks like there's a sailing race on down the end there. I just heard the klaxon go, but it's starting to rain. So we're going to head back this way. And there's some more thatched boat sheds I can show you. I'm very well, Stephen, thank you. It is very pretty and peaceful here. It's Hickling Broad, a section of Hickling Broad that a lot of people don't actually know it exists. Got all these beautiful thatched boat sheds. I might have to do two lives, one here and then walk round to the other part of Hickling where I normally film from, and then start a live again because it is just starting to rain. But I wanted to come round here and just show you these beautiful boat sheds. You can just see in the far distance the sailing boats on Hickling Broad. Can you make those out? Can you see them? Rain with you as well, is it? It's a shame, isn't it? I'm being watched, look. I don't know if you can see them. Some geese there. Hello, Dennis. It's just started to rain, actually. Look. It's not great. So I did just say I'm going to have to do two lives, I think. One from here. I'm not ending this just yet, but I can't get everything. I can't get my camera wet. So it's going to be bumpy because it is a bumpy track. Look down there. Isn't that lovely? You can see the track I'm walking on. There are some very nice properties the other side of this track, but I am making sure I do not show them because I'm trying to respect their privacy. I don't know what you can see, probably not a lot. That's the back of the boat sheds. I'm going to walk back this way. I know weather can change. Yes. Just can't risk getting your camera wet there, can you? Might get a better view here. There's a car coming, so we've got to stop anyway. And I've got a stone in my shoe. Can you see down there? Can you see the sailing boats? In the distance, because when you're doing a live, you can't, well, I can't zoom in. I haven't discovered that yet. But if we walk round to the other place, we might be able to see the sailing boats better. You can see them, thank you. There's one last one over here. Have you all been here? Do you know where this is and how to get here? No, you can see the rain on the water. Just took a photo. So what do you want me to do? Do you want to walk with me in the rain back to the car and then maybe sit in the car, or do you want me to stop this here and walk round to where the beach area is and the houseboats? Tell me what you'd like me to do. I know you'll all say you want to walk with me. Let me just do this. Right, I didn't do that. I think this is called Hill Common, this road. We'll have a look at the sign at the end of the track. Did you all tell me what you wanted to do? Whether you want one live or two? Have I missed any comments? No, I haven't. It's a little bit of a trek. I tried to do a notification to tell you I was going to be going live in 15 minutes. I couldn't fathom out how to do it. To send you a notification, so it's probably really easy. I'll have a look. I'll get there. I'll get it all sorted. Eventually. I think it stopped raining. It must be very bumpy footage, me walking down here. Hello, Sally. You're enjoying my walk, are you? Here we go. So if you're out this way and you want to come see the thatched boat sheds, that's where I am. And that is in Hickling. Oh, this is in Hickling. There's a big mill over there. This next section is going to be very boring because it's just a road. How is everybody? What are you doing today? Got another stone. There we go. You've got to be able to multitask. You're all very quiet today. There's 11 of you in here. When we get round that corner that you can see ahead. It's just a little bit further and then you'll see some boats. It's just this section. There's a bit trees and hedges. You can see the... Oh, did you? Oh, yeah. Wasn't good by how the report sounded. For anybody wondering what we're discussing, you weren't able to moor in Coltershall this morning because the air ambulance had landed. A car and a motorbike, I think. So I did put a message that somebody else had put up and a photograph onto my Facebook page. At least it stopped raining. Car hit a motorbike. Not good. Whereabouts at that place you pull out from where the ice cream van is? Handy that the air ambulance could land there. So coming up is Whispering Reeds. The junction just past the pubs. Heading towards the church? Or the opposite direction? Now look, this is something you don't see very often. A windsurfing club. We're not going in the boatyard. We're just going to show you. This is this boatyard, the opposite direction. I know, where you can only turn in, not out. As if you were going to go down to the moorings for the island. A couple of thatched boat sheds in there as well. Let the cars go past so we don't get run over. I think one time for the air ambulance called out to the Norfolk Broads is enough today, don't you? I don't really fancy going in a helicopter. Another car coming. Lots of moorings in there. Lots more in here too. One more storage. Little blackbird trying to hide from me. Don't blame it really. Hickling Parish Stays. I could have parked around here, couldn't I? But we need to go around the other way anyway, so. I'm sounding out of breath, I don't know why. Should we walk on the grass? Here we go, what we've got here. So, we were here, and this is where the boat sheds are. We've walked round and we're going to go into this piece. Another map of it here. So we are going to walk round there and then down to where the sandy bit is. And over here, is it there? No, over here is where the houseboats are. I hope you're enjoying our walk. It's funny how I have to stop to read a message when somebody sends one. Yes, there's lots of birds singing their hearts out. That one. That's the one you're on about, isn't it? And a pigeon in the tree. Should we go that way or should we cut through here? What do you reckon? Somebody come and we'll go the other way. Oh, I'm such a scaredy cat, aren't I? I'll go in this way. We'll go the proper way in. I'm probably going to look a bit silly, aren't I? People thinking, what's she filming? What's she doing? Do you think people do notice people filming, or do you think they just think, oh, you know, she's just chatting to her friends? Well, I am chatting to my friends, but you know what I mean. I did have my camera around my neck because I had to change my batteries. We've got, I'm not going to show you because there's a meeting going on for canoeing, the canoe club, and stand-up paddleboarding. I think it's Norfolk Outdoor Adventures. They're having some sort of lesson. Don't even look at them. Isn't that nice down there, down the stave? There you are, you've all had a lesson on canoeing or stand-up paddleboarding. Actually, Asti, I think you're right. Yes, I think you're absolutely spot on. I mean, Lots of people chat on, what's it called? Like iMessage. What's it called when you do the video call? On that. Nobody knows I'm live on YouTube, do they? Only me and you. Now there's 2 benches at the end. One of them is occupied. I can see that already. I can't see the other one yet. FaceTime, thank you. I find when I'm doing a live, my brain can't cope. I can't concentrate on walking, talking, reading messages. You'll have seen when I get a message, I have to stop to read it. It's really strange how you can't, or I can't, cope with lots of things at once. Somebody on the other bench as well. I'm going to walk down to the end so you can see out onto the Broad, okay? But I'm not going to chat when I get down to the end. I suddenly remembered we can stand round here. I'm just looking back at the messages. Thank you, Belle. See, Belle. I'm glad you're enjoying them. And you're back here next weekend, Chris. I hope you have a lovely time. Got a sailing yacht just coming in. We didn't know we'd all be watching the sailing today, did we? It's a dog chasing or getting its ball. I'll show you. Providing it's going to go in again. I think it's going to. I think it's just having its lead untangled. There used to be 4 houseboats over there. There's only 2 now. Here we go. Unfortunately, the pleasure boat is still closed. Still closed. There's a pop-up pub and a pizza place. Turns up a couple of days a week, I think, but the actual pub isn't open. Thank you, Bernadette. Did you go and find Run and Swim? I feel sure it was you who asked the directions to get there. Yes. Having a lovely time. It's like a beach area here onto the Broad, but it is man-made. And I think most winters the Broad Authority come and replace the sand. Ah, the bench is free. Quick, who's going to run ahead and get the seat? I think the plan is for it to open eventually, but I really don't know what the delay is. It just seems to be taking forever. You know, you think if you bought somewhere new, you want to have people in there, wouldn't you? Well, that's my opinion anyway. Can you see all the sailing boats in the distance? Yeah, I've been in there as well. It's nice, and they do lovely food. You can sit outside. Really nice. They have been doing lots of building work, but it just seems to be taking so long. Great fun if you're a dog, isn't it? I have seen people swimming in here. Sorry. Yeah, I bet she is. She's thinking she wants a turn as well. You have to take her to the beach. Let her swim in there. I don't know if you can see if there's some sailing boats right down the end of the Broad. I'm sure she'll love it. She might smell a bit smelly afterwards, mind you. No, I really don't think it's going to show up, but there's a microlight. Should we see if you can see it? Might have to wait for it to get a bit closer. I can't even point to it in the sky because I can't see it. Can anybody see that? That is a microlight, isn't it? You're all saying you don't know if it is or not because you can't see it. I know what you're all saying. We've got a canoe, isn't it? If anybody's joined and you don't know where we are, it's Hickling Broad, and I just seem to have turned up while there's some sailing races happening. I think this canoe is going to come up onto the beach area. It's going to be awkward, isn't it? Let's look at the houseboats, shall we? Oh, look at the sailing boat. Did you see that nearly go over? A bit awkward, if you saw. So we'll just face this way for a minute, okay? I can still hear the microlight, but I can't see it anymore. Oh, did you, Chris? I bet that was lovely, being on Hickling Broad. It's a huge area, isn't it? I'm going to show you back at the Broad now. I think the person is okay, but I'll try not to put them in. Dog's got so much energy. He'll sleep tonight. This is nice behind me. Dog's obviously getting tired because look, it's this ball isn't in its mouth. Oh, I say, look. Magic dragon. But Puff isn't aboard. The second sailing boat's going out now. There is a child on board, but the child is hidden, so I'm okay. I'm going to cough. My coffee's eventually going. The two sailing boats have just gone out. They're lovely, aren't they? There's a day boat coming. It's right amongst all the sailing boats. It probably doesn't know what way to go. Can you see it? Oh, I'm sure you can. It's there. Oh my goodness. That's a long way, isn't it? A long trek. Sorry to hear your family member's not well. That's to do with the sailing club, that noise. Keith, have you asked me a question and I've missed it? I just had a little look back. I'm glad you enjoyed the videos. Let's move around this way. Hi, David. Well, in Hickling, you want the Pleasure Boat Inn pub. You can fish from over there, and you get to there by walking right past the Pleasure Boat Inn. I don't know if you can fish from this sandy beach area, though. That I don't know. I think it's over there you have to go, which is actually probably better than here. There's the... did you say, David, that you and Vicky went to those houseboats? I thought you said that the other day, because that's where I am. I'm very near those houseboats. It's starting to rain again, I think, or just spitting. Dog's worn out, look. Oh, it's just got up. It's not giving up. It's definitely getting tired. What do you all want to do? Do you want to walk down and look at the little boats at the moorings? Or are you happy to stay here looking onto the Broad? Sometimes on a Friday, if I come here, there are people windsurfing, but obviously there's no wind today. Let's go walk down and look at the other boats, shall we? Got my strap caught in the bench. Wait a minute, I don't know what you're looking at because I'm trying to just release my camera. I just find it awkward when there's several people about. That's nice, isn't it? Nice reflections in the water as well. Oh, the Norfolk Outdoors canoeing, stand-up paddleboarding, and whatever else they do, they're still having their meeting. It's a long old meeting, isn't it? I'd forgotten by now what was said in the first 5 minutes. That's the pleasure boat. We'll just look at the hedge for a bit.
So like the one behind the seat here, all that foam is doing is making that bit a dry area because it stops the water going back in there. Obviously if that wasn't put on, then that would fill up with water. When we capsize these, obviously this bit will fill up with water, but it can't go through that foam and fill up the rear bits, okay? So we can empty this bit because there's a big hole, all right? So have a look at the boat you're hiring or paddling, just so you're aware of it. So you get me to go,
I'm not sure I want to get in a canoe and capsize. Oh, did you? I missed that. Sorry, There is a slipway at Hickling. I'll show you it. I'm quite near. These are moorings for all the little boats. And you can just see the slipway over there behind. Don't know if I can point to it. Wait a minute. See, I'm not very good at this at all. So the slipway is there. Good afternoon, Bob. Where am I? Wow, this is Hickling. I've been down to Hickling Broad. I started at the thatched boat huts. No, thatched boat sheds on Hill Common. And then we walked along the road, which is just behind the slipway opposite. And we walked along down the end. And then we walked through the car park behind me and we walked down to Hickling Broad. When we got there, there were some sailing boats and 2 houseboats. There's usually 4. I can see one of them down there actually. Must be having some work done. You can actually walk down the side of here and come out where the fishermen were. You can walk down there. How are you today, Bob? Are you all right? I was sat on the bench down the end, but then when people arrived, I chicken out and I need to go. I can't talk to myself or talk to all of you looking like I'm talking to myself. I haven't quite mastered that yet. And now some people in the van who were down the end where I was are in the van, and they've opened the windows and they're listening to what I'm saying. I don't think I'll ever get used to this. It's fun though. When the water's still, you get some great reflections. That's the back of the pub, the Pleasure Boat Inn. Sorry, I spinned you around a bit fast then. It is really peaceful here. We could go round the other side of these boats. There's some benches there. Should we go sit on those? We'll do that. We might have a few cars go past. Or I could just sit in my car, that's easier. And we'll still look onto these boats. And I could multitask and make a coffee. That's what we'll do. We'll sit in the car. There's a boat I'd like to show you. It's not far, it's just here. That's the van started up that I said had the windows open. There's this one. Might need a little work. And there's this one. It's been here as long as I can remember. I've never seen it move. But while it's there, they must be paying their mooring fees, mustn't they? Right. I've got to see if I can get in here. There's going to be some people in a minute, I think. I'm hopeless, aren't I? Yes, I'm going to make coffee.
So, yeah, when can I see? 2 minutes then. And again, you know, 15. I think that's forward 15 minutes.
Oh, we got a long message. Wait a minute. Hi, Suzanne. Thanks for joining. I have got the bug. It's not good, is it? The Pleasure Boat Inn was really nice, but it's being done up at the minute and has been being done up for quite a while. I'm working out how to make coffee one-handed. Let's go to here. We'll use this. Flask. Mug. Coffee. see if this works. No, just going to have to leave you there for a second while I do this. Well, that wasn't very good. I totally abandoned you then. Not very professional at this at all, am I? 2 sugars. Yeah, it comes with sugar in it. Now the next thing is opening my door. You're all very patient with me. We're in. We did it. Well done, everybody. I don't know where I'm going to put my coffee down, but we're in. Well, that was a task and a half. Will it sit there, do you think? What do you reckon? Might just balance there. I do have some kitchen roll to put my spoon in. One day we'll have this off to a fine art and we'll know exactly what we're doing. Oh, goodness. Oh, you're going to have to go down again. Wait a minute. That was close. You never know what's going to happen with me, do you? Well, I'm in the car. I have my coffee. You've got boats to look at. Are we all sorted now? I think in future, I don't need to try and make a coffee while I'm chatting to you. So what do you think to these 2 boats? Yes, John, I have. And I thought, you know, I don't know. I'm daft. But yes, I have changed my car. It's blue. It's no longer red. They do, don't they? But that one at the end, it's been there absolutely years. But They must pay their mooring fees, mustn't they? Otherwise, the parish would have moved it. Presumably somebody still uses this one in front because it's got a tarpaulin on it. Whereas the other one is open to the elements. Yeah, it's sad, isn't it? I don't know, but I feel sure somebody's told me in the past that the person lives away. No, I've not had my car long, John. Only about 4 weeks. The person lives away and they no longer come down here on holiday. But I was told that probably about 20 years ago, so who knows? Who knows? A bit wobbly there, wasn't it? So on my lives, the very first live, I almost dropped my phone in the stays. And on my, I don't know, is this the 4th live? I nearly spilled coffee all in my car. So it's going really well for me. There's some geese over in there in the moorings where that person's walking around. There are some geese I spotted earlier. Let me put my coffee down and I'll read that properly without spilling it. There we go. They told me in the shop that there'd been somebody from Wales in asking for me. Yes, thank you. That's so kind. They do need a little bit of love here, don't they? Thank you for asking in the shop. Yeah, Carolyn and Andrew, I think his name is, they did tell me. As soon as I walked in the shop, that was the first thing they said to me. They said, somebody's come all the way from Anglesey to see you. So that was nice. That's very kind of you. But I used to be at London Bridge an awful lot, but just recently I haven't. I've been going to other places, just trying to vary it a bit. Yes, I definitely got the message and I thought that was so sweet. It made my day. Thank you. And I'm so sorry I missed you. Oh, very nice. Very nice indeed. I'm just going to put my window down and then I can put you out the window and you can have a different view instead of the same view every time. There we are. That's better, isn't it? Is that better? It's so incredibly peaceful here. I think had other people not arrived down at the beach area, I probably would have stayed down there. But it's not easy chatting Because it's obvious you're doing something and they don't know what you're doing. So they keep looking to try and work out what you're doing. And the more they watch, the more embarrassed I get about being live. And then walk away. Been live almost an hour and 10 minutes. What's everybody doing for the rest of the day? It's nearly 3:05. Anything nice planned? Anybody going out this evening? There's a car coming. Oh dear. Even scared of cars now. What are we wondering? They're right behind my car. Yeah. Do you think they're going to come and ask me what I'm doing? Still there. Let's see if I missed any messages. No, I haven't. Do any of you go live on any of the platforms? TikTok, Instagram, YouTube? Do you go live? Are you quite confident just being live in front of everybody, or are you a bit like me, chicken out? Oh, it's gone. So they either think I'm, I don't know, filming all the boats. I don't know. Oh, there's another car coming now. That's all right. They're going down the end. Oh, it's always sad when you have to go home, isn't it? And you get the holiday blues. I hate that. I think the only way to get over the holiday blues is to book, or at least find, your next holiday while you're on holiday. I think that's the way to do, to get round the holiday blues. Works for me anyway. We've got somebody else now, look. I'll show you in a second. We're going to walk in front of the car anyway. The pleasure boat is being renovated. It's got an outside pop-up bar, and it occasionally has a pizza van or something else similar come along. So like a pop-up restaurant type thing. And the people can sit in the table and chairs in the garden of the pleasure boat, but the pleasure boat isn't open. I've discovered that windsurfers are here on a Friday, so I would come and film here on a Friday purely for that reason, because I think it's great, the speeds they go at. But there's none here today. But if you look at the water, it's so still, hardly a breeze. But There's also lots of stand-up paddleboarders, and there's some sort of lesson going on at the minute about canoeing down there, which is what you can probably hear in the background. And when I walked past, it was about capsizing in your canoe, and I thought, oh, I don't know, I want to go in that water. When were you at the pleasure boat last? When it was open for the pub? The pub was open. It's got to be about 3 years since it was open, I think. Seems a very long time. I can hear a plane. It sounds like one of the ones that flies out of Ludham runway. Can't see it. When that microlight flew over earlier, could any of you see it? Or was it too tiny and high up? Oh, there's the boat. Look, the boat. Oh, there's the plane flying over the Broad. Can you see that? Just above the blue strip. Now it's at the approaching the bigger bit of blue. There, can you see that? Oh, you could see it. Oh, brilliant. I wasn't sure if you'd be able to or not. I have sometimes sat at Ludham and just watched the boat. Why do I keep saying boats for planes? And watch the planes taking off. No, they'll be at Ludham Airfield, John. There's about 3 or 4 they do trips. And there's the gentleman who does the acrobats in the plane, and he writes messages in the sky. He did it all through lockdown. He lives in Philby, and his grandchildren live in Martham. So through lockdown, he was always above Martham, and we get all these demonstrations. It was absolutely brilliant. He's very good, but then he is he second in the world? Did he get the silver medal? I know he was once third, but then they did it again this year, and he got either gold or silver medal. So he certainly knows what he's doing. I'm sure if you wanted to search it online and put Philby pilot, Philby stunt pilot, you would get him up in the search that way. Oh, where's he going to? I keep thinking I'd like to go to one of the airports has got a hotel where you can literally see the planes taking off and landing. I fancy staying there. But it'd probably be foggy the day I went. It's not the same at Norwich. Oh, very nice. Very nice. I hope there's no delays for him. I think it's Heathrow that's got the hotel. I can't really remember, but I've seen it. Yes, I think it was up for sale probably around that time. But, you know, there is a new owner and they are definitely, you know, doing it up. Dad's taxi. Brilliant. We don't mind though, do we? It's what you do as a parent, isn't it? Oh, instead of going abroad? Yes. I think if I went anywhere, that would be Greece or Greek islands. I think that's what I'd do. But I've no intention of flying anywhere anytime soon. I'm quite happy just being local. I might go further afield. I'm still contemplating camping at Clipsby in the woodlands because I think Clipsby could easily be the Black Forest. You'd never know. And I'm contemplating going there, but it isn't even 2 miles from my house. No, that is daft, isn't it? I thought it was silly enough going to Reedham. Oh, I've got something on me. But I love being at Reedham, camping there. Are you all fed up yet? How long have we been on here? 1 hour and 20 minutes. So when it gets to 1 hour and a half, I'm going to go, all right? Hope you don't mind. Oh, hi, Laurie. When are you next here? September. Well, it's July now. Not long. Well, I was saying about the Burney Arms pub in one of my other lives. I think there's a mist. Were you all here the other day when I said about it? You might not want me to repeat the story if you were and you've already heard it. I just think that's a lost opportunity down there. I think if they made that road a decent track, opened it up, made it, you know, accessible for cars, let us go down there, have a great car park. Think how many people would go down there to watch the boats going over Braden Water. It would be so popular. And in winter, those of us that live here would still use it. But at the minute, nobody can get there by vehicle unless you walk. And if you're going to walk or get the train, if you get the train, there's only 3 trains a day. I don't think the RSPB own the marshes there for the wildlife and that great big house that's been thatched, but I don't think they own the pub and the mill. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I just think if you know, there was a car park there, I think it would be really popular. I've said that for years, but you know, if you walk there, it's a 10-mile trip, 10-mile walk. The pub isn't open, but I believe there's a little cafe, excuse me, which is there. Yeah, the railway station's still there, and people do walk past. People walk along Braden Water. But maybe that little cafe has closed. Oh, wouldn't that be lovely, Laurie? That's a brilliant idea. Yeah, it is a wasted opportunity. It's such a shame. Yeah, all that history. At the houseboats here at Hickling, the ones that I was looking at earlier, must be lovely in the snow. I stayed, was it last year? I stayed in one of them. I think I was here 3 nights. And it rained. It was torrential rain every single day. It was not good, not great. Couldn't even see out the window, it was raining that hard. And you couldn't see if any boats were approaching, but of course there weren't any boats because of the weather. I did have some people come and visit me though, some friends came. I think they felt sorry for me. But it was nice. Sun's coming out now, but I've spots of rain on the windscreen. Well, he didn't go, he stayed at home. That was just me who went, but he didn't mind. I don't think he even visited. I can't remember if he did or not. I don't think he did. I tend to do all these things on my own.
I'm not even sure if these little babies are going to turn into the... They look different. That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's a few years ago now, isn't it, since it burnt down? A long time ago. It's just car parking area. They put in for planning permission to have some holiday properties there. But the planning got turned down, I believe, because it's a flood area. And so they said if they built it up higher and just had car parking, so car parking at ground level and then the holiday properties above. But even that was turned down. So don't know what the latest is with that. And of course, Ludham Stores has been sold, went to auction and was sold. And it's planning permission there to revamp the whole area and make it, there's going to be some holiday accommodation, 3 units of holiday accommodation, and the shop's going to be rebuilt. The same people are going to be in there, in the shop, and the cafe. I think the shop is going to probably be where the cafe is now, I think. Somebody did tell me, but I can't remember. I don't think so, no. I don't know for a fact, but it's a medieval bridge. Let me just put my seat back a bit. Medieval bridge, so they probably can't touch it. It is such a shame. I can remember cruisers getting under there and like putting 12 people on to get it under the bridge. But those days have long gone. Now the only way to get up to here is a day boat. So if somebody's on a cruiser, hire their moor their cruiser up, and then get a day boat and take that out and come up here. I think they just want this side for the wildlife. Nobody said that though officially. That's just the impression I get. And then there were rumours that they were going to reroute the river, and I don't think that's going to happen either. I think that was just somebody having a laugh and it stuck. And it'd be lovely if lots of cruisers could get up here. Well, there's a huge, got a helicopter from one of the rigs flying over. Oh, that's very controversial, Laurie, isn't it? I don't know. I don't know. I do see what other people write online. I don't know. See, I think it was only meant to be called a national park for advertising maybe, but it's got a bit out of hand and being used all the time. But I don't know. I don't work or have anything to do. I don't know enough about it really to have an opinion even or comment on it. All I know is it's a very heated debate online whenever anybody discusses it. Yes, I get what you're saying, but it's such a lovely area, very peaceful and tranquil. Horsey Mere, Hickling Broad. It's a shame that not everybody gets to experience it just because they hired a boat that was too big and probably didn't even know when they hired their boat that they wouldn't get under Potter Heigham Bridge. That I think is sad. I've been across by boat across Hickling and up to Horsey. The one, because there's Lady Anne or Horsey boat trip, and the wildlife you see is staggering. You know, the first couple of kingfisher, and you think, oh wow, kingfisher, but then there's another and another, and then you get to the point, oh yeah, another. Have you? Thank you for joining my live. I haven't seen your videos since the one you did that day we both stood on Ludham Bridge and filmed the boats. Yeah, sometimes, you know, if the tide isn't right, Martham boats do get stuck the wrong side. And if they can't get through, then nothing can get through. I would like a boat, but it would be just me, and I'm not sure that I would be confident to have a boat on my own. I would love a boat. If what I would like is a boat, obviously with a mooring, and I would happily stay on my boat. If I had a mooring with a lovely view of the river, I would stay on my boat happily, not worry about going out anywhere. Yeah, the wooden boats from Martham, they get through the bridge when the tide is right. But only Ian, who is one of the owners at the boatyard, he takes them through. Oh, oh, that's very kind. Thank you. The most I do boat-wise is hire a day boat and go out that way. And I have been to some great places on a day boat. And I keep saying I've planned to go on a day boat again. I just haven't got there as yet. I will. Mind you, it's quite a lot of boats. I know the rivers seem quiet at the minute, but there's still a lot of boats to be in a little day boat. And they look huge when you're in a little day boat and there's nowhere to go. Well, I don't mind where I go actually. I was going to say I need to film over here by boat, but I'm happy just to be anywhere. I can hear one of the planes again. It sounds like the acrobatic one this time. Or it's just that other plane come back and going back into Ludham, because as the bird flies, or the crow flies, I'm not that far from Ludham runway here. The runway is where RAF Ludham used to be, That's what they use, the runway from there. These ones here, David, this one and that one there, look. But I remember this one. This one has been here absolutely, well, forever. And as I was saying earlier, they obviously pay the mooring fee still. Otherwise, the parish would have got, you know, rid of them. And somebody told me a long time ago that the person lives away and they're unable to visit as often. So that would make sense, wouldn't it? So they obviously still pay their moorings. Yes, it would be nice to have a cruiser, but do you know what I would also like to try? You know, you get these, now this wouldn't be on the busy rivers, this would be on the little backwaters. One of the, like, I suppose you'd call them a little rubber dinghy, like a tender type thing, but they've got a steering wheel. I quite fancy having a go at one of those with an electric. I know, David, I nearly did. I nearly spilt my coffee. That was so close. Oh. And then I couldn't even make my coffee and live stream. I had to put you down so you couldn't see anything. But never mind. In time, I will get the hang of all this. Well, there's no rain now, just sunshine. It would be nice to have a boat, though. It's not just the buying the boats, though, is it? It's the maintenance, the mooring fees, everything else that goes with it. And you need to be using it all summer, don't you? And of course, the cost of fuel now. I do look at the websites, when the sales sites, and dream. No harm in dreaming, is there? I'm just turning around because people are going past.
Well, I'm going to go this way.
Sorry.
Kay said she was going to come down and join us, but she doesn't seem to have gone.
I think they're all the people who've just had their canoe or stand-up paddleboard lesson. They're over there, look. I think it's time I went. 102 minutes we have been online. So I think it's time I went and go home and see my son, who I don't think I've ever told you all, but he plays bowls. Well, exactly, Richard. Exactly. So I don't think I'll be getting a boat anytime soon. Yeah, there's no harm in looking at boats for sale, is there? Okay, I'm going to go, all right? Thank you all so much for joining me. I know that since we've been sat in the car, it's not very exciting looking at the boats, but it was nice when we were down at the Broad where the sailing was going on. So those of you who've just joined, if you play this back, it takes a little while to upload but it will upload probably an hour from when I stop it, or just over. And then those of you who want to watch the beginning of the live, because we went and had a look at the thatched boat houses, which are very nice here in Hickling, across the water. And then we walked round and walked to the Broad. And then when too many people arrived and I chickened out, I came and sat in the car. Almost spilt my cup of coffee that I made. And that's probably it. Summed up in 15 seconds. Bye, Laurie. They're going to chat now, look. Okay, I'm going to go, everyone. Thank you again for watching and joining me and being here and supporting me. Means the world. As I say, this will go live. Oh, live. The live will go live. Oh, thanks, Johnny, for joining. Yeah, this will upload and be live soon. It's actually quicker for a live video to upload than it is for a video that I make to upload. That's mad, isn't it? But it takes an hour or so for it just to do its thing, process and go through the system, and then you're able to watch them. If you want to watch any of the other lives that I have done, look in my playlists and look for the one obviously that says live. And I'm not going to put them in. This won't go into the Hickling playlist. It'll purely be in the lives playlist. All right. So I'll see you all again soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching and joining. Bye for now.